I'm Davey.
I'm Misty.
DM Watts.
Here we go.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it.
Whatever. What's going on, everybody? I am Davey.
I'm Misty.
And guys, welcome to another episode of DM Watts Podcast. We are excited.
We're very excited,
Yeah.
but I don't know why.
Okay. So I can't do the drum roll
Because
thing.
of the Barbie movie?
No, that.
Oh.
So I'm gonna move past that. All right. So just I'm gonna go ahead and say
I tried.
we're excited because we told you guys when we came back that we was going to start doing some new stuff. And what we decided to do, instead of doing the fishbowl topics for the topics we're going to discuss. What?
It's not like you said fish po.
Okay, for the fishbowl topic, I guess that was my southern twang coming out.
Woo, it really came out.
Fishbowl topic. Instead, we have a question generator. We
found one.
We found a question generator.
Because we couldn't find the fish bowl.
Because I was just going to say that, hey, a mishap with the fishbowl, because I literally feel like you was going to be like, we couldn't find a fishbowl because somebody set it down and was going to look at me, but that's fine. That's fine, too. So
I'm not looking at him. I'm not looking at you.
Yeah. Oh, I keep doing this. I promise I will get this figured out. I keep looking at the screen, the monitor instead of the camera.
You like looking at yourself.
Yeah, whatever. So
yeah, you're so handsome.
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Your beard's all nice and straight.
No, you may notice that I'm here without my glasses.
Oh.
So
yeah. There was a mishap with your glasses.
Yeah, our dog is still a puppy, and I think I will leave it at that. You can figure out what happened from there,
puppy.
And because it's still a puppy. Our dog is still a puppy. She's still a puppy. So, but it happens. She chewed up my glasses, and that's that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and because I'm still excited because I get to switch screens. So
you do.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna send this text real quick.
Yeah. Okay. She's gonna send a text. So listen, I'm about to transition. So now you can look over it. We have the random question generator. All right, so we still got the glare from our lights. Now, that's neither here nor there, but whatever. But a random question generator for you guys. And what this thing does is we literally can click on that, and it says click for question, and that's going to be our podcast topic.
That's it.
That is
there.
It. That's how it rolls.
Rubber ducky.
Yep.
You're
So,
the one.
without further ado, I'm going to click on for the first question.
Oh.
Yeah, drum roll. This
roll.
is bench, right? Love it. What is something you learned in the last week?
Oh,
and
my.
This is a great question, I want to say.
It's a very good question.
This is a great one.
What's something you learned last week?
Yeah, what's something we learned last week?
In the last week.
In the last week. So, now, then let's talk about it. So, what's something would you say that we learned within the last week? Because our week has been...
there's so many things going on.
Yeah. So, what do you have to say on it?
I've learned that I need to manage my time better. Because we were in the whole overlap of classes. So we usually take 3 classes every 8 weeks. We had an overlap, which made us have 6 classes.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people, hold my beer. Like, I got this.
And
Just hold my beer.
Yeah, she did exactly that.
Or hold my Dr. Pepper.
She did exactly that.
So, I mean, I did it. I got all caught up and stuff, as well as you did. But
yeah.
I need to manage the time better.
Yeah, so...
That's something I learned about me.
Right, so what... she says managing time. I'm going to say this. What I learned in the last week is that 10 homework assignments is a lot for any damn body.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And
it's a lot.
So let me go ahead and say this.
It's
they
not
were
like,
papers,
let's
man.
clarify this. It wasn't like it was a quiz with 10 questions each one. No.
Yeah.
These were 3,000 word documents.
Yeah. So we had what's called an overlap of classes, which she had just said about. And what happened is our last 2 weeks of our classes, we take 3 classes at a time. So the last 2 weeks of these 3 classes, 3 more classes started. So we were enrolled in 6 classes at once, and they all were given homework.
It was bad.
There was at one point we had 10 assignments due at once.
It was bad.
And thank goodness the instructors were pretty good. You know what I mean? So
they were kind about it.
They were kind about it. So, but yeah. So, I mean, that's what happened. But hey.
What's something you learned?
I thought I was saying that with the...
Oh, you
the 10 classes.
Oh, okay.
No, seriously. But what else I learned, whether you want to hear about it or not, I'm going to talk about it. What I learned a lot this past week was about God, Jesus, and Paul.
Oh yeah. Well,
We
we're in a
learned-
class called
we're in-
Pauline's Epistle.
Yeah, we're in a class called Pauline's Epistle. So we're in school for our degree in religion. So
yeah.
there's gonna obviously a lot of stuff that we're gonna be learning
And
about
it's
when it comes to Jesus and stuff like that.
Very,
So
very. I don't
Detailed.
know. It's detailed, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's not what you would think it is. Like
Yeah.
it's not.
I would say whatever it is you think
when
you know you
tell
don't.
people you have a degree in religion,
They
they like
immediately like,
shrink. It's like turtles, or they like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go over
Yeah,
here.
because you.
Or
forget it.
I don't believe. Please don't talk to me about it.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not why we went.
Yeah.
Like we didn't go to become missionaries. We didn't go
No.
to become ministers.
Don't you love those questions?
It's literally a foundational way to get to know people.
yeah. Is this?
If you want to know people,
Yeah. At their very core, start with something spiritual.
just take a few religious classes.
Yeah.
Take some ancient religious classes.
Man,
because
you'd be surprised.
there's a lot of history in there.
Mhm.
There's even archaeology in there.
Yeah.
And then you'll just find out like the basis of like the theory of democracy. It's
Yes.
pretty
It
religious.
is. It's crazy.
You want to know what's going on in the world? You can go back
well,
to religion.
it's also very crazy how what we found in the last week. I would say we realized in the last week the history repeats itself.
Oh, it so
Yeah,
repeats itself.
History
It
repeats
is
itself. I'm here to
cyclical.
tell y'all. Look, whether you read the Bible or not, because we were both raised in the church. If you guys look up at our church episode, Raised in the Church.
Oh man.
Yeah, that one was fun, a lot of fun
Yeah.
to do. But yeah, we were both raised in the church. But I'm here to tell you, going to a school for actual religion and like theology will blow your mind. You literally,
it
you
really
can literally
will.
call your pastor at your church like, you're wrong.
Yeah. It really will. You'll realize just how wrong the probably church you grew up in.
Yeah.
And how they only repeat and preach certain things and not the other things.
Mhm.
And it's very interesting to get a complete picture of the Bible.
Yeah.
It's amazing once it gets broken down to where you can start to understand it.
Yeah.
It becomes freeing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's why people that are really into it, like, and I mean
Yeah.
really into
Yeah.
it, understand it. Like
Yeah.
your
So-
TD Jakes, you know,
yeah, your
the
Joel
guys
Osteen,
like
the
that.
TD
Like
Jakes. What's that other
you
dude's
get
name
their
out of Oklahoma?
joy because Michael Todd.
Michael, I think that's his name. Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, not to make this a religious
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
It's just it's very interesting the things you find out. We're in a human rights class right
Yeah.
now, and that's insane.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about They compare. What I like is they compare Christianity to Greek mythology, to Roman mythology.
It's something, y'all.
And
It
so
is
you see
something.
the
man.
parallels. I mean, even Eastern
Yeah.
philosophies, and you start to see the same stories pop up with different names.
Mm.
And I just find that so interesting. I'm such a nerd that I love history. So
Well,
it was
one
great.
of the things I was going to say that I also found out this week dealing with our school was that God was a gangster. Still is. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. God was a gangster. Jesus is his Don. Is I guess the Godfather, whatever. But
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you.
It's really cool.
When I'm gonna tell y'all, like the stories that I've been reading and the things that we found out between from God, Jesus, and how everything went down, like everything is happening, and how they used to talk back then. When you can literally convert how they used to talk back then to what we would be saying now, like literally, it's like
you
there's
start
a lot of
realizing,
things.
you start realizing the humor.
Yeah, you realize the humor that's in the Bible.
Yeah,
when
there's
you
a lot of
really
humor.
look and start understanding like I said, Jesus was funny.
Sarcastic.
He was very sarcastic.
Very sarcastic. But
yeah.
here's the crappy thing about that. Again, we totally turned this into religious. We got to find something else.
Mhm.
But again, this is the bad part about it, though. Is instead of people picking up the tone because they're reading it out of context, they're not reading either the whole book or the chapter before or the chapter after. You're missing the nuance.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, well, he said that about divorce. No, that's not what he was saying. What he was saying was, isn't everybody divorced? Like, he was being sarcastic. You're missing the tone and the context clues.
Yeah. But we'll step away from that conversation now, and then we'll go into something. So we learned also that when you are getting a job done or you're paying somebody to get a job done, do not send somebody else there and get secondhand information.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause-
it's just
Because
yeah.
there are certain things that you want to know that they may not say.
Okay, but it's also a matter of that person, the person that you usually send, like say an emergency happens and you got to have somebody else,
Mhm.
Meet someone.
Yes.
You really need to make sure that the person that's doing the job is in contact with you.
Yes.
So make sure y'all do that.
Yeah, we found
But
out that
yeah.
we found out a lot of things that when you start talking about contractors and stuff like that, man,
Well,
it's different.
But here's
different.
the other side of that. So we had a job done. We were bid one thing. Then the job happened, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's only going to be half that much, and isn't that great?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Show up yesterday to look at the job, like actually look at it.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's not at all,
Not at all
what we wanted. So then when we met with one of the guys today, we're like, hey, why is this like this? Well, we couldn't do anything about that. Why? Well, because the guy didn't bid on those. What? What?
Yeah. So
like for real?
Like, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. We found. Look, this isn't a thing about all contractors.
Do you want him to have? You want me to have him call you?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please. Just
immediately, please.
Check your stuff. Don't immediately like, hey, we're done, and you go out and you check.
Because you're not
like,
done. I promise you. I promise you. When all of a sudden bedroom doors don't close.
Yeah, that could be an issue.
And you're gonna leave the job site without going through the house to make sure.
Yeah.
I worked in construction. You don't frickin' do that.
Yeah. Well,
I cleaned up my mouth there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Stuttered too.
You don't.
I had to stutter with it.
Come on.
It's not what I wanted to say.
Well, what I also learned is that when a dog decides to sit and doesn't want to go,
Golden Doodles have cement ass.
I need you to know that Golden Doodles, as cute as they are, have cement asses. I thought Pit Bulls have cement asses.
No.
I thought Great Dane had cement asses.
No.
No. A Golden Doodle will literally
whole other level of cement.
So let me tell you something. So our dog,
the thicks of this cement. Let me
we
tell
went to our son's house, and he has linoleum. Is that linoleum? Linoleum. Okay. When we
slick floors.
Linoleum. When we edit this, I really hope that the caption gets what I'm trying to say, because I see they be putting up the caption words. I'm like, linoleum. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right. So like I said, so it has an L word, and yeah. So when we have tile floors, so she has no problem just walking on the tile floors.
Yeah.
Now in the L word floors, she has a problem because she slips and slides on the.
Which is funny because we take her to stores, so you would think like a grocery store,
you would
their
think it's
stuff
fine.
is slick.
Yeah.
But no, it's a different texture
at this house
than your linoleum floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. So she's trained to be a service dog. She's training, and I have a leash that goes around my shoulder. It goes like wraps around, right? And so I walk with her, and I tell you what though, when she saw that linoleum floor, she let me know, man, I'm really screwing this word.
You're fine. At least
anyway.
Next thing you know, you're gonna start saying aluminium.
Yeah, I can say aluminum.
Oh
but,
yeah, that was pretty good.
That's what I do. Yeah, when she saw that floor, she sat her butt on the ground. I was like, nah, bro.
I was like, oh, I didn't know you taught her that.
Yeah, if nah, fuck that was a face.
Yeah,
it was my dog.
That was the Golden Doodle. That is Nisa.
Yeah, it was definitely the Golden Doodle. That's Nisa. But I tell you what, man, it was fun. I
think one of the things we've also learned about Nisa in the last week is there is no place anything can hide. Just put it up. If you're leaving the Golden Doodle out, the kitchen table, the center of it, like, you know how you just get lazy and you're like, I gotta go, so you just kind of push everything to the center of it, like, she's not gonna reach up there.
Don't matter.
Yes, she is. Or you put it on the kitchen counter, and it's in a bag, and it's wrapped in paper.
That's what we call fair game.
And in the bag,
that's what our dog called fair game.
Half-pound beef jerky. Gone.
All my beef. I'm going to tell you something.
All the beef jerky
y'all heard
gone.
me when I said Shields has a beef jerky spot.
All the beef jerky
is
gone.
amazing, right? Our dog thinks so, too.
Yeah.
Like I said, we came home and we saw, if you know that Jaws theme, I swear it played when we walked in the house. It was like, dun-dun. And I was like, what's this piece of paper doing here? Dun-dun. What about this other piece of paper? Dun-dun, dun-dun. And then the I have to prepare myself for my wife's remarks because they're just random. They're randomly loud. So it's like I told you. So the Jaws theme was dun-dun. Hey, this piece of paper is here.
Because it was
there's
me that
another
found
piece
it.
of paper.
It's always me that
like,
finds it because I'm looking for it.
So I go to one side I go to the right thinking it's there. Dun it, dun it, dun it. And I'm like, hey, where's
No,
the piece of paper coming
fake
from?
left.
And then immediately skip to the climax of the song. Dun-dun-dun, followed by, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, I screamed.
I come around and I see wrapper, plastic, no beef jerky.
It was
No,
lemon pepper beef
It was
jerky.
a lemon pepper beef jerky. She ate it.
I was mad.
And I said, man, maybe she'll pay for this later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was fine. She's
She
like,
was
y'all got any
fine.
more?
Iron stomach.
She ate like 3 pieces. I was like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, so you got to be careful with that. So just put your shit away. That's how I'm like, I told him today, we got to stop being lazy. We just got to put it away.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Another thing that we learned is that I don't know how to put this.
Just put it out there. It's our podcast. Just say it. What you learned, baby?
People, even though they're shits, will ultimately, for whatever reason, and I suspect that they were being haunted, brought back the thing they stole from me.
Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and put that out
They
there.
stole my flag.
the
If you
flag.
remember the last
Mhm.
episode, they stole my flag. I was
Yeah.
totally upset because it was my auntie's flag, and I adored my auntie. And she was a prankster, and so was my grandfather. Like, we all used to
Mhm.
play pranks on each other. They stole my flag. I was really upset, and I was just like, Auntie, I hope you haunt the shit out of them. And excuse me. We sat down yesterday. We were
We're
gone
eating Subway.
eating Subway. I plopped on the couch,
Yeah.
and then there was a thud. Like, it sounded
Yeah.
like something had fallen, like a branch had fallen onto the roof of the house.
Yeah.
And
facts.
I look, and we were both tired and hungry. And I look at him, and he's just looking out the window. Niece is looking around. The cat's like, "What was that?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess I'll go look." What did I say?
Don't everybody move at once.
Yeah, that's what I
I was still chewing my food. I was like, well, if they hear, they hear.
And later he's like, "Don't think I didn't hear what you said. We're the only 2 people in this house." So obviously that remark had to have been directed to me. I was like, "No, it's to Nisa."
Yeah, the guard dog.
Yeah.
That was like, hey, y'all heard that?
I was
Y'all should do
expecting
something.
his white people comment. No,
Yeah.
that was a loud noise.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
like,
some white
yeah.
people shit. You
Yeah.
need to go find that.
Yep, go ahead, Janie. Go
Yeah,
figure it out.
So I threw my sandwich down, and I
Yep.
walk out, and I don't see anything.
Yep.
Well, keep walking back. I don't see anything. Finally, I just see this like red thing
Yeah.
by the chimney.
Yeah.
And what we had heard was somebody throwing
It was the flag,
flagpole and all
Yeah.
back on the roof.
It's back up there. Because like I said, it's funny. When we went out there and saw it, I was like, she said, like, that's my flag. I was like, yeah. We were sitting there, it just like plopped. And I was like, dude, no. So here's the thing. And I don't think I said enough of it during the last one. You are not patriotic for stealing somebody's flag. That does not make you patriotic.
Yeah, it's not even funny.
It's not even funny. You're a piece of shit. But
thanks for bringing
whatever.
it back.
Thanks. Appreciate you. So,
Yeah, I will get it up, and it will be zip tied, screwed.
Yeah. So that happened, and
I was happy about that. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, like, your people try to teach you that people are basically good. I've always said no, they're not. They're just not. We're human. We're not basically good. But this kind of changes the point of, okay, they pulled what they in their head perceived to be a prank.
Yeah.
And they made it right.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that they pitched it up on the roof.
Yeah. Like somebody could have easily just came through like, look, man, I saw it, found this in the
Well, I
the
got
street.
like all of a sudden my throat is like
I got some water.
closing
Want some
up,
water?
man.
Get some water. Yeah, there you go. Maybe it's
It's
kind of
bad. I'm sorry, guys, if I am like coughing in the mic. It's
yeah, it's all good.
all the
That's-
fresh cut grass and
Yeah, that's another thing I learned. Look here. When your yard speaks, listen. You understand? When your yard speaks to you, you should listen. Now, granted, I am fully aware this is going to be a 40-year-old conversation. Yeah, when I say 40-year-old, because that's typically when we start having a yard lawn conversation. Look,
and the architecture.
Yeah,
Look at
look,
those doors.
when your
those windows
when your
are
yard tells
amazing.
you it's time for you to cut it, don't be like, I give
it
it
does
another
say,
week.
yeah,
Don't do that.
they let you know.
However, if y'all haven't been watching New Kansas, and I mean not just Kansas, you've been seeing this flooding everywhere. It's not
Oh,
that we've
yeah.
gotten a lot of flooding, but like I remember
We just
I
had
was like, baby, I'm gonna go cut the grass
quite a
probably
few
tomorrow.
days of rain.
And I don't know if God was like, no, you ain't.
That was funny.
It was a whole week just full of rain. I
And it was like,
what is happening?
Here's the thing: it wouldn't rain,
yeah.
and you were like, "All right, I'm gonna wake up and do the grass." And then 3:00 in the morning, boom, boom.
Mhm. full on
And just
thunderstorm. Like, all right,
downpour.
well, that's not happening.
That's funny.
Yeah, but no. And so I learned that the hard way after I have lost count how many times the lawnmower cut off on me while I was trying to cut the grass.
Oh
today.
my God.
That was
So many
a
times.
good 30. I'm gonna say that's just me just randomly throwing that number out there. It was maybe a good 30. Probably was
That's a
more than
lot.
that, but it was a lot. That's one other thing that we learned. But another, I have to also say this. Another thing that we learned is that you have got to find that time for yourself. Find that time for yourself.
You really do.
Look, so here's why I say this. So we recently have been taking up meditation in the morning.
It's
Yeah,
great.
and it is great. It's great. So for some reason or whatever, probably within the past week, we gotten away from it because we get up and we have to go do something or
Yeah.
we're
running all over.
or all
Yeah,
over the place.
yeah,
And when I say it messes with you, that you haven't done it before we even sat down to film, I was like, we have got to get back to meditation.
It's so
We've
crazy.
been meditating for about 2 months now. Yeah, I'd say about 2-3 months now.
Yep.
Something like that. Yeah. And it is amazing. Look, we
It
meditate
starts your
for
day
about-
off, right?
It starts your day off. I mean, look, I am fully aware if you sitting here like, man, anybody try to sit in here and be kumbaya around no day. Yeah, I get it. I'm here to tell you.
Neither
right
are
now,
we.
I was not that person until I sat down. Because when you first sit down, you're like, hey, I can't sit this way. I haven't sat this way with my legs crossed.
He couldn't even
I haven't
cross
sat
his
this way-
legs.
I haven't sat this way with my
Not
legs
that
crossed
you
since
have
gym
to.
class. You know what I mean?
It's just,
yeah,
you
but
know.
I'm here to tell you, dude, like those 10 minutes of just serenity and clearing your head, I am here to tell you. And you can just literally YouTube, hey, calm meditation.
Yeah, we
And
use
they
the calm.
have 10-minute meditation things.
It's
that
great.
every morning, it's a different one. And sometimes they're live stream. Look, meditation, I'm telling you, don't sleep on it.
No.
You guys are crazy
It's
if you think it
it's
ain't.
really, really,
ain't worth
really
it.
important.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying
really-
to think of what else have I learned in the last week.
Well, I was still talking about meditation. I was
You
going to
could-
kind of bring it over to mental health.
Okay.
You know, and how that type of stuff helps.
All right.
Like with the meditation
You have the
standpoint
floor,
and the
Mr.
mental health.
Hubbs.
I'm just saying, man, like since we started meditating,
You could tell he didn't meditate today.
yeah, I didn't do it.
Bit
today.
my
Yeah,
head
yeah.
off.
The grass, I had to cut the grass. It was speaking to me. But when you
Let's
seriously,
talk about mental health.
yeah, I
The grass is talking to him.
see what your ass did. And look, I'm not the only person who yard speak to them. It's like I'm just saying, if the grass could say cut me, it would.
Wow.
Yeah.
So our grass is also having mental health issues.
Then,
then.
well, maybe the grass need to meditate. That's all I'm saying.
Our grass is emo.
Yeah. That's why it's green, sometimes
Okay,
yellow.
so please
sometimes-
continue what you were going to say
Anyway.
because I feel now that I need the information that you were getting ready to say.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, as I said, mental health is great. You need to- I love you.
I love you more.
I was really gonna say is that for getting involved in your mental health, man, is like, look, yes, there's therapy. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with therapy or anything
Therapy's
like
great.
that. But there are so many things that you can do, just with yourself, man, like sitting down, taking those 10 minutes, closing your eyes, drifting away.
Even
into,
5
say,
minutes.
five or 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I mean, to make sure that Greg don't show up. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, wait.
What?
Nobody knows who Greg is.
Oh yeah, Greg. Oh, sorry. So my so I actually do know a guy named
We
Greg.
need to
If you watch the
introduce-
show, bro, this is nothing against you.
We
So-
need to introduce Greg.
So Greg is my anxiety. I named my anxiety Greg. I'm in therapy. There ain't no shame in my game. I have no problem admitting I'm in therapy. So I actually named my anxiety Greg. And I'm here to tell you, when you name your mental condition, whether it's anxiety, PTSD, whatever it is, wait, totally different. Literally, you could wake up and days I wake up anxious, or I'm sitting there and I start thinking the wrong types of shit. I bet, look here, Greg, I don't got time for your shit today.
He does too.
Every time you come around,
And it
like,
takes me a
think about
second.
it. If you're talking to your anxiety, and look, no, you're not crazy,
But it's
and I'm not crazy. But if you put a name to it,
well, that's the thing. That's
Yeah.
the whole, calling
Yeah.
out the demon kind of
Calling-
a
yeah.
thing. It's you're calling the demon by its name.
yeah,
But you literally named it, so you could.
yeah,
And then on top of that, though, what are we always taught about, like positive thinking
Yeah.
and all of this stuff? And so
Mhm.
if you take your thing, whatever it is, and name it,
yeah,
and then treat it like the being and give it the respect
yeah,
of it and recognize it, I can see where that would totally help.
yeah. So here's what I can say: naming it makes it easier to combat. in my opinion.
Does it?
It's literally like you
That's
snapping
so
on
cool.
Imagine, we all heard of that saying, that guy. Don't be that guy. Imagine Greg is that guy. Your anxiety is that
He's
guy.
that
Your
guy.
PTSD, your depression, or whatever is that guy. And you get up in the morning, you're like, dude, I don't want to get out of bed. What if this? What if this? And you name, you're like, I'm saying Greg, but let's say you be like, look, Alice, I'm not fucking with you today, okay? I'm tired of every time you come around, something happens, or you always, Greg and Alice, there's those people who every time, like, look, you stop messing with them when you was younger because they always getting in trouble, right? And now that you met back up with them, it's the same thing. Now it's worse, right? Now they are worse than what they are when you were younger.
Well, yeah.
Right now they're worse than you are. You're like, look, dude, you used to get me in trouble when we were younger. Now you've only got worse. I'm not fucking with you no more. You know what I'm saying?
See, and we
that's
tried
the way I
it.
look
We tried
at
it
it.
with my anxiety and my panic attacks. We named. Well, I named her Nellie.
Mm.
And yeah, she's a bitch.
Yeah. See what I mean? See what happens when you name
She cusses me out. She kind of scares me, actually.
So, hey.
So I tell her to go away. She sticks her tongue out at me.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what you gonna do about it?
Exactly. But
You're the one talking to a fictional thing.
That is
So, and I'm like, maybe I should work on, like, the voices in my head need to be nicer to me.
But look at it like this, though. Like I said, it is a lot easier to put a name to it than to be like, I don't know what it is. I just feel this way.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel it. I can't explain how I feel. Yeah. How are you feeling? Well, Greg's here. Now, when you start saying, well, Greg's here, Alice is over there, and then I told Jason to stop, and then there's Todd over here, and then it's like, hey, let's go talk to somebody.
Are they real? Are they spirits?
Let's go talk to
Do
somebody.
I need a candle?
Yeah, it's like, hey, look, I know I told you to name them, but
Can
yeah.
I get the holy water first?
See, you have a family reunion going on in your head, and I think we should talk. So I mean, when that shit happens, it's like, all right, man. Well, yes, wilding out. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. But hey, that was a lot of the stuff we learned this week.
What
man.
did you guys learn this week?
What did you guys learn this week? You guys, if you're watching us on, I have to say this.
What?
Me and you were talking earlier. Our TikToks, our lit 60-second or 30-second videos are doing great.
Oh, or shorts?
Yeah,
or
our shorts
TikToks?
are doing great. And I also have to say this. We didn't talk about this. But we were gone for a very long time.
Yeah, we were.
We were gone for a while. When we logged back on to take a look at our videos,
We were shocked.
we were floored. I'm brought to tears. We came back and we found that we had 15,800 downloads of our podcast. And we were like, what the what?
Yeah.
So people were downloading us like crazy. And
They
we
are.
appreciate y'all. For
We
those,
love you. Thank
and,
you.
and since we've been back over these past 2 weeks, more people have tuned in and have been downloaded. And we really
Yeah.
appreciate you guys. Thank you to all of you guys who've been doing that.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
That's great.
Yeah,
and we
so-
picked up more countries.
We picked up more countries too. So
And we're back at 30 states. I mean,
Yeah.
when we went off for a while,
Yeah.
we were hitting all 50.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
hey,
cool to watch it
climb
creep back up
yeah,
there.
So,
So tell your friends in other
Yeah.
states to listen to DM Watts
Yeah.
podcast.
but we're pretty happy, man. We're pretty happy to be back, and I just wanted to get that part out. Our shorts
Okay.
are doing well. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for giving us a thumbs up on all those posts we got. Check us on Threads too. We're on Threads also. DM Watts podcast.
Yeah, you handle that. I don't
yeah,
do
I
that.
handle the Threads,
I'm
we're
done.
on Threads. If you guys have not been
I got
on Threads,
TikTok and I'm good.
I mean, we already know what Threads are. Unless you're living under a rock, you know what Threads is. So.
I'm telling you, that's the battle. I said it last time. Mark my words. This is the battle between Elon and Zuckerberg. Remember, they agreed to fight. I'm telling you,
This is the fight.
this is the fight. You're
This is the
watching
fight.
it, guys. There's
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah.
It's this.
Right now, Zuckerberg started with an uppercut, so that's what I'm saying with the threads. Oh, by the way, if you saw my fist, see, lotionized.
Okay.
I'm lotionized. That's a word. Anyway,
If you would like, tell us what you learned in the last week. DMWattsPodcast@gmail.com.
gmail.com.
And if you have a topic or if you want to be interviewed
Yeah,
or you
hey.
just want to say hi,
Come on down.
DMWattsPodcast@gmail.com.
DMRpodcast@gmail.com.
Let
We'd
us
love
know.
to interview you, but rest assured we got interviews coming up, man. We ain't do all this stuff for nothing. We're pretty excited about it. So
Yeah.
look, check it out, man. You guys will find us. We will be back. What, baby? We're gonna say another 2 days.
We'll be back for the weekend.
Yeah, we will definitely be back for the weekend. So we will see you guys then. Thank you guys for tuning in. Signing off for DM Watts Podcast. I am Davey.
I'm Missy.
And we are DM Watts. We'll catch you guys in a